Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a very brief video on Minecraft that is running on a PSP 2000 series. Now, quick disclaimer, and I won't get into the pros and cons of custom firmware in this video just because it takes way too long to go over. There's a lot of good things and bad things about it. But I have two PSP 2000 series systems. One of them is all stock, and then the other one is running custom firmware. Now, because it's running custom firmware, it lets me really run whatever I want, and also lets me make digital copies of UMDs, so I can put a disc in and make a digital copy of it, which of course significantly increases loading times and battery life. But there are some bad things about it too, but for the most part, I guess it's pretty good. But like I said, I'll go through all that stuff in another video, but this game does require custom firmware in order to run. I do recommend watching the video that I'm going to be making hopefully sometime soon about the pros and cons of custom firmware before you go modifying your PSP. But if you already have custom firmware, this is an excellent game. It runs really well. Graphics are excellent. Of course, for Minecraft standards, we all know Minecraft was never actually a, high definition game. It never was. Wasn't supposed to be. But on the actual PSP screen, it looks just as good as an iPad version or an Xbox version of the game. Of course, with my kind of crappy screen capture device combined with the big high-resolution display that you're viewing this video on, it will look a little worse than it actually does on the PSP, so don't worry. It looks amazing on the PSP. Like I said, completely identical to the Xbox and iPad versions of the game. But yeah, it works really well. There's no glitches. All these zombies and creepers are in this version, the cows and the pigs and all that. I haven't seen any chickens, although like I said, there is a much larger version of Minecraft available for the PSP. This is just the smaller version of the game, which of course does take up a lot less memory space. But yeah, everything works as it should. The screen capture device that I use, though, will make it look darker than it actually does on the PSP display, so yet another thing to keep in mind. When it does get dark in this game on the PSP, you can still see where you're going, but with my screen capture device that I'm using, the video that you're going to see, it looks so dark you can barely see where you're going, but that's not how the actual PSP screen looks, so don't worry about that one. It does run really well. Haven't seen any villagers in this version, although there are villager houses. Of course, I built the wall around them and all that, but everything works. The sounds are identical. The graphics are identical. Gameplay is identical. Everything in this version is just excellent. It's probably the best mobile version of Minecraft I've ever played. Maybe even the best version of Minecraft I've ever played, or at least in my personal opinion. But yeah, really do like this version. It just runs really well, it is a free download. I'll try to put the link in the description box down below, but works great, looks great, sounds great. I've got no complaints with this one. There are different language options. I believe the only ones, though, are English or Russian. That's it, so something to keep in mind. But really, this game doesn't have any speech or whatever in it, so really, even if you don't speak English or Russian, it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. As you can see, we are playing the survival version of this game as well. Controls are actually very easy. They're a lot better than I thought they were, or that I thought they would be, I should say. Everything just works. It's not uncomfortable to play this game. I know some homebrew games or some modified ports of games will have really goofy controls that don't make any sense, or they're really awkward to do. This game isn't like that at all. You'd swear it was actually made by Mojang. It's identical. It runs just as well, except it doesn't have that really, really stupid spawning issue that Minecraft is known for. I see we still got the sheep out the window there. I don't know how the sheep got in there anyway, but, you know, somehow they managed to do it. I think there's a weak point in that wall that I built. Although I don't really mind the sheep as long as the other things don't crawl in there.